Well guys, it's Andrew here from Eastonmade today, and welcome back to the Eastonmade channel. This is a video that a lot of guys have been really wanting to see, so I figured today would be a good day to do it. We're going to take you on a tour of the Eastonmade shop, and I've got my two helpers here, and I figured I'd start it off with our grueling morning commute here. There's a lot of people that seem to think that we're some big conglomerate here, some big factory, and we're not. We're literally a couple of guys in a shop hand building these things. So we'll take you along for the ride and show you what we got. You guys ready to go? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, let's hop up. We'll show the we'll take these guys for a ride here. Come on, boys. So this is the morning commute. Like I said, a lot of people seem to think that we're some really big outfit, and we're not at all. It's I started Eastonmade 5 years ago, and with a lot of good help and a lot of good people around me, we've grown it into the brand that it is now. Thanks to support from folks like you and different groups and people around us in the community. It's been great. So as you can see, I just walked out my back door, and there it is. So it's like a setup, a lot like everybody else. It work right from home here. I honestly hardly ever leave home. Here's the splitters here, guys. That's pretty well what they've done in the last 5 or 6 days here. Drew, if you watch any of the videos, Drew's the guy that runs the Peterbilt. He normally comes once a week for a load, and we'll load him up with 9 or 10 machines. So that's kind of what kind of production we're into here. Are you coming, Ashton? And I've got the boys most days, except for Tuesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
That's pretty typical there.
Yeah.
Jerry Cole leaning back in his chair, hands on his head. There he is right there. Hard at work, that man, I'll tell you.
Well, the axes.
Trying to sell some wood splitters. I gotta get some cartoons on for these guys.
Still made.
I'll take us for a tour around here. Sorry if this one's a wee bit shaky, guys, but gotta work with what we got.
No.
This is the office.
No, we have absolutely nothing.
It's not like we have a big area here. Like Jerry sits here and Henry sits here, and whenever I'm here,
my name is Jerry.
Kind of occupy that spot. If I'm not here, Jen will be here, or John.
No, sir.
I gotta get some cartoons on for these lads.
So,
what do you want to watch, boys?
I just give you my private number. Yeah.
What's that?
Yes. Well, I'm gonna.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, Jeff. Jeff, I'm going to give you my private number.
What do we got here, boys?
I will so, Jeff. I'll text it to you there. Yep, I'll text it to you right now, Jeff. Okay?
No.
Yes, sir. All right, Jeff.
You want these guys?
No.
Okay, well, what cartoons do we want, boys?
You too. Look forward to hearing from you.
Well, what do you want to see?
Daddy.
We'll turn this one on. Okay. You boys be good. I'll be back, okay? You guys watch some cartoons.
Yes, sir.
Jeez, he's a busy man, that Jerry Cole. So if you're ever wondering if he's a hard man to get a hold of, that's because he never gets off the phone. Jerry goes pretty hard. So this is the office anyway, guys. And this is the shop. There's KTM Kenny. That guy there, he's the fastest man in the land. You give him 2 wheels, he's a magician. Any more than 2 wheels, forget about it. No good. 2 wheels, he's the fastest man in the land, I guarantee it. Right, Ken?
Yeah.
There's cousin Mike, he's putting the pusher together.
Everything you just said about a lot.
So you can see we have all of our pumps and our valves and cylinders and stuff over here. We have a couple engines. This is our entire assembly area right here. This is what we have. Kenny and Mike normally assemble the machine, but it looks like Kenny's doing a little bit of welding there right now. Kenny can do just about everything. It's pretty handy. Well, Kenny's making a hydraulic tank here now, and cousin Mike's putting that machine together. You see, here's a bunch of tanks that we've bent. They come off the plasma table over here. Justin Vance has bent them. Justin's our shop foreman. He looks after making sure stuff runs here. Like he makes sure the plasma table's running, make sure the guys have parts and organizes all that stuff for us. If you've ever heard of the legend of Baggard Vance, it's like the legend of Justin Vance, except better. So here's the plasma table running. What are you working on, Justin?
Oh, I'm cutting some cooler nuts for our tank this morning.
Oh, that KTM tiny roll.
Yeah.
That's good.
I get caught up on the tank.
Oh, that's good. Well, here's a bunch of this stuff cutting over here, guys. So here's our plasma cutters. These are actually mounts for our pins, is what he's cutting here. These are cooler mounts, so a lot of the times we can fill in the middle of these things and get the most out of our steel anyways. And here's an engine mount for an axis. And there's the top mount for the conveyor. That's the actual pocket that holds the conveyor. And that looks like it's the bottom mount for we'll come back around. Just gonna do a handhold of them, so we'll see him doing them. So this is kind of our plasma area and our brake area. And then over here, this is Trevor. I'm a fairly tall guy, but Trevor's like Sasquatch, eh? Just more handsome. How are you making it, Trevor? What are you working on?
Good, guys. Just starting the full back plate now. Starting to see much more than 2.5 inch for them.
Right on.
And then put the spindles in the axle.
You're hard at her then.
Yeah, trying to.
Well, that's good. He's good at tires too, so if you ever need a big tire change, that's your man. So this is kind of a welding area in through here. Hermer's working on a couple of wedge hangers here. He's just starting a new splitter here right now by the looks of it. So that's what he's into. And this is where Devin works. This is where Devin and the robot works. So all this stuff's been sandblasted already. And he's putting together a couple of pushers. So this is Devin's friend here. Devin runs the robot. I'm not quite sure why we picked Devin to do it, but he seems to be able to do it all right. So we tack everything together, the robot goes around welds, so it makes really, really precise, really clean welds. This is our sandblasting room in here. Everything comes in here, it gets sandblasted before we paint it. So the pot over in the corner, there's a big compressor outside. That's how we sandblast it. If you don't sandblast stuff before you paint, if you don't etch it, you're never ever gonna get paint to stick to it. It doesn't matter what kind of paint you're running. If you don't etch it, you'll never get the paint to stick to it. So this is a critical step, and especially when you're doing some weld like that pulse, what that robot does, it just makes for a really clean weld if you get rid of all the mill scale and clean it up really good too. So that's what's going on here. And this is Devin. He's got a goofy looking haircut, but he's a good guy. And this is my nephew, Chase. Well, what are you working on, Chase? Oh, so he's drilling some of these lugs out. These are what hold the boomerang on the cylinder on the bottom of the splitter. And you see, this machine here is all CNC. It's a normal Bridgeport machine, or an E-mill is what they call that, and then it has a accurate control on it. So, well, once you tell it how fast to feed and everything, it'll go ahead and it'll drill everything through. So it's pretty well automated for that. It's not the same as a big machining center, but it's pretty close. That there's Jesse Barkle. He's beautiful. Jesse's pulling stuff out of the sandblaster. These are the jack legs. That's the Pendra conveyor, and these are log lifts and log lift forward. You got a bit of everything there, Jack. Are you hard at it or what?
Holy every job!
So all this stuff will get powder coated right now, and we'll slam it into the oven, and it'll get baked to about 400 degrees, and that'll make the paint really hard and adhere onto that. And this is far superior to any liquid paint you'll ever run. I've done a lot of painting, a lot of liquid painting. I've done a lot of different stuff like that. You'll never beat that powder coat. Like I said, it's durable stuff. It's really good. This is our steel rack right here. This is our old saw. Works great. I found it. One of my cousins actually had this in his barn. So we took it and fixed it up, and it's been working fantastic for us. It's not an automatic machine, but maybe someday we'll get there. We'll see if we can get in here and see what Herman's up to. Hey Herman! How you doing, brother? Good. Real good, thank you. You look nice today. Thank you. Keep kicking ass, eh, brother? Yeah. Like I said, he's just starting the frame here. That's a 1222 that he's building, or something on that chassis. Either 511, 916, or 1222 is what he's working on. And you look at the brake, all of it CNC controlled too, which the back stop moves forward, backwards, up and down, however you need it. You just program it in there, which is really good. Like, we do the same thing over and over again, so repeatability is key with that. You can make the same part over and over and over again and be so consistent and so precise and quick with it. And you can see we have bridge cranes too. We have an overhead crane on this end and one down there. So the overhead cranes really help us move stuff along really well. This machine here is actually a long stroke 1222. You see these guys are just fishing that pusher down and through there right now. Hopefully they get her here. Well, that's Henry. You guys probably recognize Henry, or know a lot of you guys have talked to Henry. Henry looks after all of our parts, service, and logistics. Henry's a busy boy. Henry's got an awful lot going on, but you have a hard time getting a hold of Henry. He does a lot of jobs around here, and he doesn't let up. He goes pretty hard for me and makes sure stuff's looked after. We're just gonna fix that cylinder up with the crane here and slip that pusher in, is what they're planning on doing here. Like, all this stuff's so heavy that to do it by hand, it'd be really cumbersome and dangerous. So if we do it this way with the crane and stuff, it's a lot easier. Yeah, they got her worked in there now. That's how that goes anyways. Henry, how's your day going? Like I said, this is Henry with an I. We've got Jerry with a G, so this is Henry with an I.
Yep.
I'm sure all of you have probably... Oh, we're back at her here, lads. My battery died. What's going on, Michael?
Probably look where the pin goes. Take a quick gander at the pin.
Kids, this is why you don't do drugs.
Take a quick look at the pin. Which way does it have to go?
If you look at that pin, it's got to come behind another inch and a half. This is why we run over Mike's soap plant. And for all the people that left poor feedback on the last one, you really want to know, I don't drink and I don't smoke, so I'm about as straight-laced of a guy as you're ever gonna be. So, anyways, we'll head back into the office here. Are you seeing it now, Mike? Mike, are you seeing it now?
Oh, I didn't realize it was out.
I'll take you around the yard here too, guys. That's cousin Mike. He's a riot every day. I'll tell you, he's just a joy to be around. You always have a lot of fun with him, and he goes pretty hard. There's not cousin Mike looks after me real well. He's a great guy to have around. So this is the yard, anyways, guys. This is the truck. It's loaded up with a splitter and conveyor. You may recognize it, you may not. And then here's our outdoor boiler. We have a couple outbuildings here. Keep tires and stuff in the one, and extra spare parts just in the one coverall. And then over here, that's actually Carp's old wood truck. We're doing a bit of a restoration on it here. We spent a lot of time on it there early, late spring, I guess. And then me and Justin Vance are gonna go at it again there this weekend, I think, and get it fixed up for him. So back in through there, that's where the actual wood yard is. That's where I do most of the videos. You can see we have our snow plow, some waste oil, and some implements for the tractor and stuff. The old Trans Am. And then Jesse will even sandblast a lot of the frames and stuff outside here, just because if there's something going on where the robot is, it's kind of tight to get a frame in around through there, or something heavier. So he'll even do a lot of the sandblasting outside here. Then there's a couple of frames over there that are done, paint, and ready to get put together. This is our wedge rack. This is where all of our wedges are. So whenever the wedges come off the paint rack, they'll go on here. And we build the wedges as they're ordered. So if you ordered a machine, we build the wedges a couple weeks before we actually need them. A bunch of frames in here. This is where all of our steel is. You can see this is where the skid steer comes and turns around in here. So this is where all of our steel is. All of our different sheets. And then in here is just a sea can full of parts. Like as you can see, we don't have a lot of room inside anymore. So we do keep a lot of parts in here. I don't know if you can see, but there's brass in there. There's boomerangs, some valves, some spindles and stuff. And that's what we keep in there. A couple of pullback arms, some tires outside here. Some of that stuff, if we can't keep it outside, we will. If it's already painted, or we're going to use it quickly. And then all of our scrap steel is over here, and then the house is back there. So like I said, I haven't got a very long commute to work, and we're not a big company, guys. Like I said, a lot of people seem to think we're some huge conglomeration. We're really not. Like there's myself, and I think all together we've got 9 or 10 employees there now, and we try to do about 8 to 10 machines a week is kind of what our capacity is right now. And we're normally on track with that pretty good, unless we get a hiccup or something. Like some of those machines over there, we're waiting on engines. Just with COVID and stuff, we have had a handful of supply chain issues. Seems to be either with engines or with trailer parts, with like wheels and tires and spindles. That seems to be the big things in terms of supply chain of how of what we're normally missing. And there's really not a whole lot we can do with that. Like we put in blanket POs we tell them at the beginning of the year kind of how many we're going to use, and we try to adjust it accordingly as we get busier, as we're able to build more machines. But it just doesn't seem to always work like that. Well, there he is right there. See him?
Hey guys!
Jerry with a G.
Jerry with a G. And this is the only time.
I'll tell Jerry to call you
This is what we get most time is Jerry leaning back with his feet up and relaxing.
But I'm also always talking to a customer, and thank you, customers. I appreciate you.
Well, yeah. He's normally pretty busy, that Jerry. You got a haircut, Jerry.
Yes, sir.
Geez, you look nice.
Yeah.
Ellie did a good job.
Hey, Ellie did. She tried to go for the throat, but I kept her away from it.
Well, that's unfortunate. So, anyways, guys, like I said, this is the office setup. We're literally, I don't know, 5 feet apart from one another. So, if there's something going on, normally the other guy will know about it pretty easy or pretty quick, especially if it's something catastrophic. So.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll leave it at that, guys. That's Eastonmade shop tour, and that's really all there is to it. Jerry's got to get back to work. Thanks a lot.